Imagine two people experiencing the same event, losing their jobs. One person panics, blames the circumstances, and gets caught up in anxiety. The other person takes the reality head-on, evaluates the situation, and immediately takes constructive action. What sets them apart? The answer lies in their control over their thoughts and emotions. In life, we often face situations beyond our control. Failure, loss, criticism, or even just a day that doesn't go as planned. However, it is our reaction to these situations that determines our inner peace. Stoic philosophy offers time-tested principles for dealing with life calmly and rationally. In this video, we will discuss the 7 main Stoic principles that can help us stay calm in all conditions, from understanding what we can and cannot control, to building a broader perspective on life. By understanding and applying these principles, we are not only able to face life's challenges with calm, but also build a stronger and wiser character. Get ready to explore the wisdom of the Stoic philosophers and find unshakable serenity in everyday life. Controlling what can be controlled. One of the most fundamental teachings of Stoicism is to distinguish between what we can control and what we cannot. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "Some things are within our control, some things are not." Much of our anxiety comes from trying to control something that is truly beyond our control. We worry about what other people will think, what the weather will do, or what failures might happen. However, Stoicism teaches that the only things we can truly control are our thoughts, actions, and responses to situations. Focus on yourself. When we understand the limits of this control, we can direct our energy toward more useful things. If someone criticizes us, we can't control what they say, but we can control how we respond. If our business suffers a loss, we can't change the past, but we can take steps to improve things in the future. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who was also a Stoic, wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your thoughts, not outside events. Realize this and you will find true power." This quote reminds us that peace comes from within, not from without. By focusing on what we can control, we reduce stress and increase inner peace. Practical exercise: control journal. To apply this principle, try doing a simple exercise. 1. Take a piece of paper and make 2 columns. 2. In the first column, write down things that make you anxious or stressed. 3. In the second column, determine what you can control and what you cannot. 4. Focus only on actions that are within your control. By practicing this mindset every day, you will realize that many of the things that used to make you anxious are actually not worth worrying about. Instead, you will find that you are calmer, because you are only focusing on what you can change. Controlling your response to situations is the first step to achieving Stoic equanimity. As you begin to apply this principle, you will realize that many things that seem chaotic actually have no power over you. Only your response determines how you deal with them. Accepting reality as it is, amor fati, loving destiny. In life, not everything goes according to our wishes. Sometimes we face failure, loss, or situations that we did not expect. Most people would feel angry, disappointed, or even frustrated with these circumstances. However, Stoic philosophy teaches that true peace comes when we not only accept reality, but also love it. This concept is called amor fati, which means love of fate. Friedrich Nietzsche, who also adopted this principle, said, "I want to learn to see everything as a necessity. Amor fati, let that be my love from now on." Why is accepting reality important? When we deny reality, we create suffering for ourselves. Imagine a person who constantly complains about the rain when they are planning a picnic. They cannot change the weather, but they choose to feel upset anyway. In contrast, a Stoic would accept the rain as a part of life and find other ways to enjoy the day. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Do not seek that everything will happen as you wish, but hope that everything will happen as it should, and your life will be peaceful." By accepting reality, we free ourselves from unnecessary inner struggles. We no longer fight things beyond our control, but instead learn to adapt and find meaning in them. Practical exercise: reframing, seeing from a different perspective. Try the following exercises to apply amor fati in your daily life. 1. When something unexpected happens, pause and take a breath. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" ask, "How can I learn from this?" 3. Look for a positive perspective in every incident, no matter how small. For example, if you are stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, See it as an opportunity to listen to a podcast or reflect. If you experience failure, see it as a valuable lesson for personal growth. When we can love our destiny, whether it is sweet or bitter, we will live life more lightly and calmly. Everything that happens is not an obstacle, but part of the journey that shapes us to be stronger and wiser. Mastering emotions, not being mastered by emotions. Emotions are a natural part of human life. We feel angry, sad, afraid, or frustrated in various situations. However, Stoic philosophy teaches that we should not be enslaved by emotions. Instead, we should master our emotions and use them wisely. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "If you are disturbed by something outside, it is not the thing that is disturbing you, but your judgment of it. And you have the power to erase that judgment right now." This statement emphasizes that emotions are not something that just arise without our control. Emotions come from how we interpret an event. If someone insults us, we can choose to feel offended and angry, or we can dismiss it as an irrelevant opinion. Why do emotions need to be controlled? When we let our emotions get the better of us, we tend to act impulsively and make bad decisions. Anger can make us say hurtful things. Fear can make us miss opportunities. Disappointment can make us give up too soon. In contrast, a Stoic sees emotions as signals, not as rulers. Emotions tell us something about our inner state, but we still have a choice about how to respond to them. Practical exercise, pause, and observation technique. To control emotions, we can do simple exercises. 1. Pause before reacting. When you feel a strong emotion, pause. Count to 5 before reacting. This gives the rational brain time to take over. 2. Observe emotions. Ask yourself, what am I really feeling? What is causing it? Am I overreacting? First, change your perspective. Instead of saying, "Oh, this sucks," change it to, "This is a challenge I can overcome." Seneca reminds us, anger is momentary madness. By practicing awareness of our emotions, we can respond to them more wisely. Anger can be transformed into assertiveness, fear into alertness, and sadness into introspection. Managing emotions does not mean suppressing or ignoring them. Rather, it is the art of understanding, accepting, and directing them so that we remain calm in facing various situations. Facing uncertainty, calmly, memento mori, remember death. One of the main causes of human anxiety is uncertainty. We fear the future, we fear loss, and we fear facing things beyond our control. However, Stoic philosophy teaches a different view. Uncertainty is a natural part of life, and we should accept it calmly. One of the most profound Stoic concepts is memento mori, which means remember that you will die. At first glance, this may sound bleak, but it is actually a reminder to live more wisely. By realizing that life is temporary, we learn to embrace uncertainty more openly. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could die at any time. Let this determine what you do, say, and think." Why remembering death can help us calm down? Much anxiety stems from the fear of losing something, status, wealth, or even a loved one. But if we realize that everything in this world is temporary, we will stop trying to control the uncontrollable. We don't know what tomorrow will bring, but we can choose to live today mindfully. Instead of worrying about the future, we can focus on what really matters right now. Practical exercise, memento mori meditation. To help you face uncertainty more calmly, try the following exercise. 1. Reflect on the transience of life. Every morning, remind yourself that life is not eternal. This is not to cause fear, but to appreciate every moment. 2. Ask important questions. If today were the last day of your life, what would you do? Do the issues you are worried about today still feel important? 3. Appreciate the simple moments. Realize that every interaction, every opportunity, and every small moment has invaluable value. Seneca wrote, "While we delay, life passes." When we accept that death is a part of life, we learn to let go of the fear of the uncertain. We stop worrying about the little things and begin to live life with more peace and meaning. Uncertainty is not an enemy, but a reminder that every moment is an opportunity to live life to the full. Developing mental resilience in adversity. Life doesn't always go according to plan. We will face failures, losses, and unexpected hardships. However, a Stoic doesn't see these as something to be surprised about. Instead, they prepare themselves in advance with premeditatio malorum. the mental practice of anticipating bad possibilities before they happen. Seneca wrote, "One who has given himself to fate need not fear fate." By imagining the worst-case scenario, it does not mean that we become pessimistic, but rather that we are more mentally and emotionally prepared when facing reality. Why should we prepare for the worst? Many people experience panic or severe stress when something bad happens because they have never considered the possibility before. When we train ourselves to think about the challenges that may arise, we will be more psychologically prepared and less easily shaken. For example, a businessman who imagines the possibility of his business failing will be better prepared with a backup plan. An athlete who imagines the obstacles in a competition will be better prepared to face the pressure of the actual game. Practical exercise, premeditatio malorum. Every day or before facing an important situation, try this exercise. 1. Imagine the worst-case scenario. Think about the challenges or difficulties that might occur. For example, if you're going to give a presentation, imagine if your laptop breaks or the audience is not interested. 2. Prepare a wise response. After imagining the worst possible outcome, think about what solutions you can do if it actually happens. 3. Accept and let go of anxiety. By realizing that you are prepared for the worst, you will be calmer and more confident. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't expect things to happen the way you want them to, but expect things to happen the way they are and live them well." By practicing premeditatio malorum, we are no longer afraid of the future. Instead, we become more resilient, ready to face challenges and not easily shaken when things do not go as expected. This mental resilience is the key to staying calm in all conditions. Ignoring the unimportant things. In life, we often spend a lot of energy on things that really don't matter. We worry about what other people think, are too busy chasing validation, or get caught up in drama that doesn't benefit our lives. Stoic philosophy teaches that inner peace can be achieved by focusing only on the things that are truly important and within our control. Epictetus said, "If you want to grow, stop thinking about what other people say and do. Focus on yourself." Why should we learn to ignore? Much of our stress comes not from big things, but from small distractions that continually drain our energy. Social media, gossip, or worrying about things we can't control often cause us to lose focus. A Stoic understands that attention is a precious resource and not everything deserves it. Imagine a person who is constantly worried about negative comments on social media. If he understands the Stoic principle, he will realize that other people's opinions are not something he can control. The only thing he can control is how he reacts to them. By understanding this, he can avoid unnecessary stress and focus on more productive things. Practical exercise. Does this matter? To apply this principle, try the following technique. 1. Ask yourself. When you are bothered by something, ask yourself, is this really important? Will this still matter 5 years from now? 2. Use the dichotomy of control. If something is not in your control, let it go. If it is in your control, do your best and don't worry about the outcome. 3. Limit exposure to distractions. Avoid habits that keep you distracted, such as checking social media too often or getting involved in pointless arguments. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always have the choice to have no opinion about something. There is no need to feel disturbed or uneasy." By practicing letting go of the unimportant, we can live a more focused, calm, and meaningful life. Calmness is not just about controlling our emotions, but also about choosing where we want to invest our attention and energy. Living life with virtue, arete, living with integrity. Stoic philosophy is not only about remaining calm, but also about living a meaningful life. One of the main concepts in Stoicism is arete, which means virtue or living with integrity. For a Stoic, true calm comes not only from controlling emotions or accepting fate, but also from living a life in accordance with noble values. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't waste any more time arguing about what a good person should be. Be a good person." Why is priority important? Much of life's anxiety stems from the feeling that we are not living up to our own values. When we lie, act unfairly, or neglect our responsibilities, we create inner conflict that disturbs our peace. In contrast, when we act with integrity, we feel more at peace, confident, and less affected by external circumstances. Stoicism teaches 4 main virtues that can serve as guidelines in life. 1. Wisdom. able to distinguish between right and wrong and make decisions based on common sense. Courage, facing difficulties with determination without fear of pain or failure. 3. Justice, acting fairly and treating others with respect and kindness. 4. Self-control, temperance, not being excessive in enjoying pleasure or avoiding suffering. Practical exercise, daily reflection. To ensure that we live our lives with virtue, try doing a daily reflection. 1. Every morning ask, how can I live this day with integrity? 2. Throughout the day, pay attention to whether your actions align with Stoic values. If there is a temptation to act unfairly or impatiently, remember the virtue you wish to uphold. 3. Every night reflect. Have I acted with wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control? If not, how can I do better tomorrow? Seneca reminds, we have to live our lives like someone who is being watched even when alone. When we live with virtue, we don't have to fear other people's opinions, uncertainty, or failure. We know that we have done our best, and that is where true peace comes from. Conclusion. Stoic philosophy teaches that calm does not come from external circumstances, but from how we think and act. Life will always be full of challenges, uncertainties, and things beyond our control. However, we have the power to remain calm by controlling our thoughts, emotions, and responses to the world. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts." When we apply these Stoic principles in our daily lives, we are no longer easily shaken by external circumstances. We are no longer enslaved by emotions or the opinions of others. Instead, we become stronger, wiser, and more peaceful individuals in the face of any situation. Serenity isn't something we find out there. It's something we build from within ourselves. And it's a choice we can make every day.